Hey everyone, so I received a message asking for some help on watercolors. So, yeah, I'm gonna try my best to explain some things in the future as well. I'll start doing more voiceovers and just kind of show the process more. When I got the message, I was already halfway through, so um, I figured I can talk a little more about that, the painting, and why I paint the way I paint, and how I even got to paint like this too. And personally, like mermaids and fairies, they represent weightlessness and freedom. So when I paint with them, you will see me add like stars and a moon to represent my son because he loves space, or the mermaid holding and the fairy holding onto stars, which is symbolic to holding onto like our loved ones, their memories, and not allowing them to be forgotten. I mean, you can look at them and think, you know, interpret it in your own way too, and how it resonates with you. So, after my son passed in 2021 was like really when I started taking my art serious, but also trying to remember that, it's art and to have fun and use that as a way to express myself, and share like my son's memories and awareness. Um, I started painting in brighter, vibrant colors due to depression. And if anybody knows depression, it's very dark and your mind is already filled with so much chaos, and I just needed to add those brighter, vibrant colors to my paintings. And art is also a great way to just like hide all that darkness away and kind of get lost into your paintings. Remember to have fun with it though, but you can like turn something hurtful into something meaningful. Maybe it'll help somebody else. Uh, for me, it was very helpful. And when I lost my son, I thought, oh, there's no way I can go on doing this. It's very hard, and I struggled so bad trying to figure out what to do with myself. And I learned a lot on what works and what doesn't to manage the pain. So I know there's so many people going through hard times and dealing with their own struggles, and that's another reason why I put this art out here, to help lift someone up and give them hope that they can do this too. Um, so I hope it helps someone else too. I start usually my paintings like doing a wash, and basically I just call it the foundation, and I put colors down. I slowly like build up the layers. Usually I go with the background first. I always usually start with the background and I get that out of the way. And then it's kind of like I will start with a background first and then build my way forward and add layers. So you know, now with backgrounds, depending if I want my background lighter or darker, if you want your watercolor, you want your paint lighter, add more water, but mix it very well. Like dip your whole brush in there and blend, just mix it until all of that is in your brush. And um, just kind of experiment with everything too. You know, um, also know that when I'm first doing my paintings, I'm laying like I'll just go through and just lay all my colors out first, and then I'm like, this is the ugly stage. This is the part where it's like I'm gonna make this or break this because it looks so bad right now because there's no detail. It's just like color, and then I'm like, some people like when they're painting, I notice like they take their time on one part in one section, and that's a good way to do it too. I mean, for me personally, like I don't work like that, and I do it my way, how I want to do it. And so, like I said, what works for you, you just experiment and try to see. For it depends too on what kind of things you're wanting to paint, what would work better. But yeah, I call it the ugly stage. And sometimes it's discouraging when you see it and you're like, oh, I don't know if this is going to turn out, just stick with it and just keep going. And you want lighter colors, add more water. You want more pigmented, you use less water. Um, I don't rely just on watercolors either. I use, colored pencils for shading, adding depth, highlights, like acrylic markers, gouache. I'll link in the description and let you guys know what I use. Also, like, you can use chalk pastels to get like a glowing effect around your stars and lightning bugs. Like, first I'll start with like yellow, say a star for instance, like I'll start with yellow with watercolor, and then you can use a hair dryer to speed up like the drawing process. And I'll use a colored pencil to define the star, and then I add chalk on it, just kind of blend it all around it and in it. And then I take a yellow acrylic marker, and then I'll put that in the middle of it in the center, and then I'll take a white acrylic marker, and then I'll put that in the middle and right on top of the other one. And you go from dark to light to the center so you can create that glowing effect. And bokeh, you can do bokeh like that too. If you want bokeh in your painting, you can do stuff like that with the chalk and everything. You can use masking fluid too to help cover areas. Like if you want to do a background painting or something, and you have all this intricate work in the middle of your painting or wherever it is, and you don't want to get anything on there, you can just use masking fluid. But be careful with masking fluid, because I learned in my experience that if you leave it on too long and you go to peel it off, you're going to rip the paper, depending on, I guess, what kind of paper you're using. And I use the Kansan right now, the 140 pound. But I'm looking to get something better. I know different papers that you use can like really affect your painting and what it looks like. So yeah, there's that. I'm definitely getting some new stuff. Just been kind of lazy with it. I've been experimenting more with like colors, different watercolors and markers than I am, and also ohuhu markers. I guess that's how you call it, ohuhu. I use them too. I'll use a cheaper other kind when I'm just messing around with it. And then the gold leafing you can find pretty much anywhere. Any craft store or something, you can find those. They're pretty. They're kind of difficult to. I haven't found anything really to get like good small detail, because when you're dipping the paintbrush in the glue, it dries quick and it's hard to, you know, get the detail you want. And it's like you have to work really fast with it. So sometimes like you'll see that the gold's like kind of blotchy or whatever. Even though I like that style, I like the sketchy, blotchy looks of things. I don't like it looking perfect. I don't want a coloring book image. I want it to look like I did it. So it doesn't bother me. I know some people don't like that, but yeah, so just experiment with colors, trying out different techniques. I will help with that. I'll show you like at least what I know because I don't know everything. And also remember too, your style is how you paint. Don't worry about if yours does not look like another artist. Once you start painting and learning, along the way, you're going to realize that, eventually. And never put down yourself too for trying, because if you fail, that's better than, wanting to do it and then not doing it. So, like I said, like experimenting is, or you can work along with another artist, watch a video and you can see what they're doing and then just follow along with it. And, you know, and it helps a lot. I know that. You get a better understanding too about yourself and what you like and don't like and what works for you. Also, you can check out some artists too, like James Gurney. He's got some amazing, amazing work on YouTube and Instagram, with color and light theory. And Jacqueline De Leon, oh my gosh, her mermaids are amazing. Safira Liu illustrations, she's really good. I like to watch Bailey J. When I'm doing my art, I always usually turn her on to watch her. And Yeah, either that or I'll listen to music. But in the future, I'm going to show more details of how I'm doing things. And I guess I'll have to make a list and do it because I'm not really good at explaining things. So I'm going to have to try to, like, figure this out. But yeah, but I hope you guys like this and look out for more videos. I'll have more informative videos next.